If you're moving to Portland, Oregon and buying a condo is high up on your list, then this video is a must-watch for you. Today, we're going to talk about the 5 must-know things to buying a condo right here in Portland, Oregon. Let's go. My name's Aaron Cullen. I'm a local real estate agent right here in Portland, Oregon. And today, we're going to talk about the 5 must-know things when buying a condo right here in Portland. Now let's jump right into it. Number 1, location, location, location. What kind of lifestyle do you want? Now, one of the cool things about buying a condo right here in Portland is there's a bunch of different locations that you can choose from that really dramatically give you a different view and experience of the city. Now, that first major one is if you want to be more in the city and 100% walkability, then something like the Pearl District or downtown or Nob Hill might be a great choice for you, because you're going to have grocery stores, coffee shops, workout centers. All those things are going to be steps from your door, quick access to all those types of things. But it is typically going to be a little bit louder, more traffic, more commercial things going on outside all around those areas. But if you want something that's, say, a little bit quieter, maybe right here where we are today in the South Waterfront, maybe this is a good location for you. There's less commercial activity here, it's more residential, it's all condo high-rises, so they are mostly newer buildings. And you're right here along the Willamette. Check that out. How cool is that? That's why it's so quiet right here, is you're right up alongside the river. Now, if that's something you're looking for, then South Waterfront could be a great choice for you. You can walk to downtown, or you can jump on one of the streetcars that stop right out here down the block. Now, number 2, let's talk about the HOA fees. Now, what's included for the HOA fee? Your average HOA for a condo here in Portland is going to be between that $400 and $500 mark, but you really want to look at to see what do you get for that HOA cost. Are most of the utilities included? Now, I have a client right now, for an example, that's under contract for a condo. The HOA is just under $500, but it includes all the utilities except for electric. If that's what you're looking for, definitely be aware of that. It's usually in the extra features tab there if you're searching online on like Zillow or Redfin, one of those guys. Check out those little details. How much are the HOAs and what do you get for it? That's a big important thing to look at, because if you say you have a cap of, say, like $500 or something like that, or $400, well, hey, maybe you'd go a little bit higher if it includes almost all of your utilities, because you're going to be saving a lot of expenses right there on a monthly basis. Next, let's talk about the HOA financials. Once you're under contract for a condo, you get a certain amount of days to look over those HOA financials. Now, you're definitely going to want to talk to your real estate agent and take a look at those and make sure that you're looking at the health of the HOA. Now, you want to make sure that the HOA has a good, healthy budget so they can absorb any upcoming costs that might come up, either planned or unplanned, because you want to avoid any special assessments. Now, a special assessment could be, say there's a big storm and the roof got damaged and they didn't have enough in the reserves to pay for that. Well, everyone's going to get a special assessment. It could be a few $1,000s, it could be $10,000, $20,000. And I don't want to scare you about that, but I have seen some where they're like $20,000 to do millions of dollars worth of repairs. Now, those are very less likely to happen, but I have seen it happen. So one of the things you can do to make sure you're not caught in the middle of one of those without being aware of it, check with your real estate agent to make sure that they also check with the HOA management to see, hey, is there anything coming down the line? Is there any special assessments known about? Because usually when these things happen, they're going to be months and months and months out. They know about the issue. They're going to have different committees where they get it budgeted out, they get it bid out, and then they have to get it approved. It's a long process, so you're going to know about those well in advance. So that's definitely something to be aware of. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to me. My information's right down below, and I could go into that a little bit more in depth. The other part of that is having a healthy budget for your HOA. Now, a really well-run HOA is going to have a really good budget where they're anticipating all the capital expenditures, like updating windows, replacing the roof, all those elements of the building that get worn out that the HOA is in charge of replacing or repairing. A well-run HOA is going to anticipate all those things and be saving up for those. So make sure that your HOA has a healthy budget. Next is parking. Be aware of parking. If you want parking, I'd say only about half of the condos here in Portland have parking included with it. Now, if you're gonna be in one of the newer buildings like you see right behind me, almost all those units are gonna have secured parking right below the condo unit. But if you're looking at, say, Nob Hill and one of those 100-year-old brick buildings, most of those are not gonna have parking. Now, sometimes they'll have a little parking space like right next to the building where a few of the units will have assigned parking to it. But for the most part, most of them are not gonna have that secured parking space. If that's something higher on your priority list, and if you want that parking to be secured or like under the building where it's very safe, then one of the new buildings is gonna be a better choice for you. Again, reach out to me and I can kind of go over what kind of the best options for those would be. Another thing with parking to be aware of are the taxes. Now, you are taxed on that little piece of land of the parking that parking spot occupies. So besides your yearly condo tax, you're gonna have a little tax for that little parking space. It's typically not that much, usually around $300 a year, but something just to be aware of. You do have that extra added a little expense there for that parking spot. And finally, we have appreciation. Now, condos in general don't appreciate as fast as a home. Homes typically appreciate at around 3.5% a year. Condos appreciate much lower than that. Real estate in general around Portland has gone down in value from this time to last year, about 1 to 2%, depending on where you are on the property values. And the condos are no different. So there hasn't been any appreciation in the last year. So now is actually a really good time to buy a condo because you can get it a little bit less than it would have cost you this time last year. And because there's a lot less buyers in the market right now, you can negotiate things like price, repairs, and maybe even buying down your interest rate if that's something that you need. I hope this has been helpful to you guys. And if you're looking to buy a condo, please reach out to me. My information's right down there below, and hit the subscribe button if you want to be notified next time we release new videos about Portland. All right, guys, see you on the next one.